So now what we want to do is make it so that the player cannot go through the map, right? So these gray sections, they're acting as walls, and they should be absorbing bullets, and they should not allow the player to cross, right? So they provide some kind of a boundary between the two players, which adds to the fun of trying to catch each other with a bullet. And so how are we going to get this done? Well, what we need to do is modify our button pressing code so that the player, when he's here and he's trying to go down by pressing the S button, when he does go down, we push him back up, right? So then that's going to create a border so that he cannot go past the gray walls. And if this sounds familiar to you, it should, because it's the exact same algorithm or steps of execution that were run in order to keep the player on the screen and not moving off the screen. Right? So the player was here, we press the S button, he moves down off the screen, and we have this code, if touching edge, then push him back up. Right? And that prevented him from being able to move off of the screen. And so that's what we're going to do in order to get this border set up. And it's just going to take a small adjustment to extend this little block of code to create a border not just on the edge of the screen, but also on the gray portions. What we're going to use is the OR operator. So if you go to operators here, you can see we have AND, OR, and NOT. And we're going to use the OR operator, because if the player is touching the edge, and if we're pressing the S button moving downward and the player is touching the edge, we want it to bump up. But we also want it to bump up if he touches the gray. Right? So that's what we're going to say, or if touching edge or touching gray. So let's go ahead and move that there. Push him into the if slot, and I'm going to go to sensing and use the touching color block. Of course, we want to click on the color, use the water drop tool to get the gray color in there. Right? And so now if I press the S button on my player 1, you can see it does not let me get past that wall, right? Because what's happening is he is moving, he is touching, so the Y is changed by +5, moving him back up. Right? So that way we're not able to move past that wall right there. Okay. And you want to go ahead and do that for all of your keys, and that way we have our two players able to move around the map freely, except they will not be able to move past the gray walls.